It seems there's a real groundswell of people who want to see something done with the old Paramount Theatre at King Square in St. John. The cinema was built in the 1950s. It closed nearly 4 years ago, was sold to a local business owner, and since then the building has stood empty, falling into steady decay. Now, a Facebook movement to save the landmark theatre has attracted more than 2,500 supporters who want to bring the Paramount back to life. And Michael McDonald is the man who started that Facebook movement. He had a chance to tour the inside of the theatre yesterday and joins me now with more on this effort. So, Michael, where did you come up with the idea of reviving the Paramount?
Well, Genevieve, you know, I live in St. John and I go to the city market every Saturday, and I grew up with a great affinity for that theatre, seeing many movies there when I was, you know, a younger kid and throughout my life right up until they closed the place down. And, you know, walking by it every Saturday, going to the market and seeing it deteriorating over the years, I just kept thinking, you know, when is somebody going to do something, and when is somebody going to save this theater and, you know, bring it back? And it wasn't happening, so I just decided to start a Facebook group and find out if there was any public interest in it. And I think in the first 7 hours I had 400 people sign up, and by the end of the fourth day there was over 2,000. So what's your vision for the old theater? Well, you know, when the theater was originally sold, when Empire sold the theater, there was a stipulation that it could no longer be a cinema. So I saw it as having a second life as a performing arts center, you know, a multifaceted performing arts center. So, you know, the main room, Cinema 1, would be for live performances, and then possibly a film society in Cinema 2. The one stipulation was, I think the worry with Empire Theaters was to protect their interests and have the theater not show commercially, you know, viable films. But I think that it could show retro films in a film society. But predominantly, it's a performance arts center. It's a live venue. Now, the reality check. You finally got to take a tour of the inside, and we saw some of your photos. Describe to me, how does the theater look now? Well, you know, it's showing signs of wear, and it's pretty tired looking, and there's been a lot of you know, the seats in Cinema 1 have been torn out, and so it's completely empty. Cinema 2 is intact, and it was pitch black in there when we went in. So, I mean, we were just working from flashlights, and I was taking pictures with my little 4-megapixel camera. But getting some images, but it's in rough shape. I mean, it needs a lot of TLC. I mean, there's been a lot of, there's been a little tiny bit of demolition, but for the most part, the bones are good. And a lot of the old world charm is still there. I think, you know, once the veneer, you know, we peel away the layers, you know, there's a grand old theater still there waiting to be born. So how realistic then do you think your plan is? What's it going to take? Well, it's going to take the motivation of the people. I mean, you know, this is a very important building, and I think that by saving this building, it's going to reestablish the uptown, you know, especially the King Square area as a theater district that it used to be. And it's going to take, you know, it's going to take a very strong business plan, and it's going to take a committee, and that's already in the works. And I think that it's got there's a great opportunity for this theater to do well, especially in the indie market, which is a market in St. John that is not really being tapped. There's no place. How about a dollar figure? A dollar figure to restore the building? You know, I can't really speculate on what the dollar figure is going to be, but I would say probably, you know, 1.5 million. Wow. But there has been a real outpouring of support for this. It seems everyone has a memory from the Paramount, so it seems like the support could be there. Are there any anecdotes or stories that you've heard that have really motivated you to continue with this? Well, you know, everybody, you know, talks about all the great movies they've seen there. I mean, I saw Grease there 15 times, and I lived in that theater one summer, and, you know, there's people that have testimonials about seeing all these great, you know, super blockbuster movies that are legendary now, and everybody has a story about the first date. So there's a real emotional attachment to this building, and you know, I think that you know, like I say, to bring this building back would be a beautiful feather in the cap for the arts and the arts infrastructure in St. John, New Brunswick. Well, good luck with your effort. Thank you, Michael McDonald. Thanks very much, and I hope we get the support of the City of St. John. This is a really worthwhile cause. Thanks a lot. Thank you.